The slow BMW is ahead. Oh my goodness! The BMW just took out the 21 Ferrari as the Mercedes turns into banked racing. Oh my! This will be bold. Can they survive here? The Porsche cut that very, very close. The run is coming for the number 11 McLaren. Here we go for a third time.
I just know he's upset. He's tried that so many times. This is going to come down to one last bus stop.
It has been an excellent defense, but will it all go to waste? Hello there, and welcome to Banked Racing. In this video, we have exciting action from week 4 of iRacing's GT Sprint Series in Season 3 of 2025. And we will be going around one of the most iconic tracks in the world, Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps. The 29 drivers competing in this race will make up a strength of field of 1665, placing them in the 11th split out of 18. Banked Racing will be in the 16 Corvette Z06, starting from 12th on the grid. Not too much more pace in that Corvette, so we will see how they favour here in the race. Spa has not been a good track historically for that Corvette. They have always just struggled with pace. But here we go. The field rounds La Source as the leaders head to the green flag now. Green, green, green! We are going racing at Spa! The leaders roar away towards Eau Rouge. The number 28 BMW got a great start, but just had nowhere to go as they run into the rear quarter of the number 12 BMW. The McLarens ahead of Banked Racing will hang it side by side through Eau Rouge, and Banked Racing will follow suit. So as we head down the Kemmel Straight for the first time, the 28 will not have the run to get to the bumper of the number 12 to do anything into Les Combes, all while the number 6 McLaren will pull to Banked Racing's bumper as they have nowhere else to go and will bump draft them towards Les Combes, and that small bump will help Banked Racing just barely edge ahead of the 28 BMW into Les Combes. So now going into Rivage, the 6 will have a look up the inside of the 28, but there is not a gap there for the 6 to go for, and that will mess up their entry, sending them wide and opening up the door for the number 4 Ferrari behind to go for a move, but the McLaren will be able to hang on to the place into No Name Corner. Now we have the 2 McLarens, the number 8 and the number 29, going side by side through the Fagnes chicane. And as the 8 gets by the 29 will try to send it up the inside of the 8 into Campus. But all that will do is kill their run out of Paul Freer, and that will let the Beamer drive right by the 29 McLaren. And Banked Racing will also have the run on the 29 as we head to Blanchimont. The 29 will try to move to cover the inside of the track to block the Corvette's run, but the Corvette is already alongside. The Corvette will not fully get ahead. They are going to go side by side through Blanchimont, and Banked Racing will lift and back out of the move. And the 28 will fly by the outside of Banked Racing and sweep next to the 29 McLaren as they run down to the bus stop. But there's a slow car on the racing line, and that will make the BMW go to the inside and tap the bumper of the 29. And oh my, the 28 BMW has lost the rear end out of the bus stop. The slow cars ahead with the 14 and 15 McLaren spinning in unison out of Blanchimont. Then the 23 tried to squeeze by the BMW, but just ended up slamming into the 28 as they did not make enough of an effort to slow down. But while this was happening ahead, Banked Racing had to defend from the number 6 McLaren as they also got the run out of Blanchimont. The Corvette will be able to pull back alongside through the bus stop, and as the BMW goes around, the 16 and 6 will split around the spun BMW, and they will come out onto the main straight alongside as they run down to La Source to start lap 2. It's an even run down to turn 1, but with the inside, the 6 pulls ahead. Oh, and Banked Racing outbrakes themselves, and that will open the door for the 4 Ferrari behind to get alongside out of La Source. They swerve to the right as Banked Racing comes off the curb. Who will get the better drive down to Eau Rouge? It seems like it is Banked Racing. Yes, the Ferrari will back out of the move and not attempt to go through Eau Rouge next to the Corvette. Banked Racing just couldn't get the power down well enough out of La Source to stay with the 6. But the Ferrari behind will take advantage of Banked Racing's exit and is right on the tail of the Corvette as they soar up Eau Rouge. This will be an outstanding run for the Ferrari. The Ferrari sweeps to the racing line now as we go into Les Combes. Will they make it stick? Yes, they will swing it around the outside of the Corvette. While this is happening, P3, the Rexy Porsche goes deep into Rivage, and the 21 Ferrari will send it into the gap. Oh! They bang doors as they come out of Rivage, but the Porsche can still keep the inside line for no-name corner, so they will keep the podium position, and that will destroy the 21 Ferrari's exit towards Pujon, and the number 5 Ferrari behind will jump on that and easily jump the 21 Ferrari. But the bleeding for the 21 isn't over yet, as there are 2 McLarens behind looking to take advantage of this battle. The 21 is highly compromised into Pujon, and the 17 McLaren will breeze by. But here comes the 8 to join in the fun. Side by side now into Fagnes. Oh, the 21 is loose. Oh, and they slide into the number 8, and they come back onto the track and collect the number 12 BMW behind. What a sequence of corners for the 21. And the banked racing pack will be coming up on this incident. The 21 Ferrari is rejoining the track now ahead of this battle. Oh my, how will this spice up this battle? The 6 clears the 21, but the 4 won't get by before Campus, and the 21 will heavily back up the 4. This will be interesting to Blanchimont. Oh wait, the slow BMW is ahead too. Oh my goodness! The BMW just took out the 21 Ferrari, and that has caused a massive pile-up. Seems after getting tagged in the rear tyre, the number 12 BMW got some steering damage. Clearly they were not happy that this ruined their race, so the BMW very clearly deliberately slowed down, let the number 6 McLaren by through Paul Frere, and clearly snaps the steering to the right as the 21 came by. And as the 4, 16 and 2 were so close behind, this was just going to end in disaster. Banked Racing swerved to the left as soon as they saw the BMW move right, but had to swerve back right to avoid the BMW sliding to the gravel. The number 2 tried to be opportunistic and split the gap between the 16 and 4, but as the 4 moved left to avoid the 21, they hooked the 2 right as the 2 tapped the rear of the Corvette.
What just happened? What the hell just happened? What did that Beamer do? What the hell was that?
The number 27 McLaren is getting close to Banked Racing and throws a dummy move to the inside into Les Combes. And the Corvette got loose through the gravel of Malmedy. The steering snaps and the 16 lifts to save the car. But that will give the 27 a run to Rivage, and Banked Racing knows it as they move to defend the inside. The 27 McLaren pulls alongside to the outside of the Corvette, and they stay alongside through the long sweeping corner, and that will give the 27 the inside for no-name corner. Banked Racing does better than the number 21 last lap. They know the position is lost and focus on their exit to limit the damage, so the 4 Ferrari doesn't jump them. But the 4 will still have a chance into Pujon. Oh, but Banked Racing can make the outside stick and get a good drive out of the corner to stay ahead. But the 16 will remain in P10 for now. Oh, Banked Racing is wide out of La Source once again. And it is once again the number 4 Ferrari behind to take advantage as they swerve again as the Corvette came off the curb. And it's a much better run this time for the Ferrari to Eau Rouge. Side by side through Eau Rouge they go, and the 3 and 23 are right there. Oh my, this will be bold. Can they survive here? Oh, that's a track cut for both of the Corvettes. And that slowed those 3 so much to give the Porsche a run of a lifetime and steam on by the Corvettes. And now the Porsche will pull next to the Ferrari to challenge them into Les Combes as the Corvettes battle with their slowdowns. The 3 will kill it more on the Camel Straight as Banked Racing moves ahead and kills the slowdown in Les Combes. The 24 Mercedes is now in the battle and all over the bumper of the number 3 as they give them a small tap through Rivage. This Mercedes should be in the top 5, but they started from the pits, so how will that shake up this battle? They will now continue to follow that Porsche closely through Fagnes and try and set up a good campus and Paul Frere for a move into the bus stop or maybe even at Blanchimont. But the cars behind are closer, they can't make a mistake. Oh, they miss their turn in and have to lift through Paul Frere, and this will be a costly mistake as the 3 roars by easily. Oh, but what is this? The Mercedes does not want to go to the outside. Oh, there is contact as the Mercedes turns into Banked Racing. I believe the faster Mercedes wanted the inside for Blanchimont and went on the curbs to get it. And when Banked Racing defended the move, The Mercedes decided to force their way back onto the track by pitting the Corvette instead of conceding out of the move. Banked Racing opening the steering and lifting as that contact happened may have saved both of them. Banked Racing was too focused on the 24 ahead and did not see the 20, so they did not defend the inside of the entry to the bus stop. But that will actually play to the advantage of the Corvette and will be able to defend their position from the BMW as they now run in P14 after losing 4 positions on lap 5. Those 3 cars ahead are all very close. Them fighting could keep the 16 in the battle to stay in the top 10. And it seems a fight is what we will get as the 3 quite literally gets to the bumper of the 23, and that will kill their great run through Radion. But the Merc also got a great run and will get to the bumper to push the Porsche down the Kemmel Straight. The Porsche will start to squeeze the number 3. Oh, and the 3 and 23 come together as the Porsche squeeze the Corvette just a bit too much, and that will let the 24 by the number 3, as now Banked Racing is closing in on this, with the 20, 11 and 25 not far behind the 16, and they are right there on the number 3. Oh, but they get too close into campus and killed their run a bit on the leading Corvette. That should mean they won't be able to make a move into the bus stop, as the number 24 Mercedes will get by the number 23 Porsche of the track, and that gap to the number 20 BMW behind Banked Racing is closing. 2/10, 1/10. The 16 defends the inside this time. The BMW pulls alongside. Banked Racing did the opposite of what they did last lap, but Banked Racing swings heavy right to switch back left, and they do switch back. They do get back to the outside of the BMW, but the 16 had to lift a bit to not rear-end the BMW. Still, it's a great move by Banked Racing to extend this battle past the bus stop. Run down to La Source now. Oh, and the BMW moves over to tap the Corvette under braking, but that sends the BMW wide, and here we go again with back-to-back switchbacks by Banked Racing. More side-by-side action through Eau Rouge is coming. Oh wait, no, it seems the 20 BMW is backing off the throttle and will let Banked Racing get the position back. And that lift by the 20 is going to leave them very vulnerable to the number 11 McLaren behind. But with the inside, the BMW will just barely be able to hold on to the top 15 position. Oh, no trouble behind. The number 20 BMW lost the car into Pujon, and they nearly save it, but end up fully going around and getting into the wall. We pick back up at the end of lap 8 here, and the 3 has caught the 23, and they will have a fight into the bus stop here. Oh my God, they have gotten together once again this race, and this time it is major contact taking out the Corvette. They were so close in the braking zone and just drifted into each other. I do not think either driver deliberately moved over, but it seems the Porsche may have moved left just a bit more than the Corvette did. We have another car off at the bus stop. The 4 is going to lose the rear end as they get the power down over the curb on the exit of the bus stop. With those 2 incidents, Banked Racing will gain 2 positions and move back to their starting position of P12. The Corvette has remained close to the 23 and might still have a chance into the bus stop. Oh, they definitely will have a chance. Will this go better for Banked Racing than it did for the other Corvette? They pull to the outside of the Porsche. The Porsche leaves plenty of space this time, and the Porsche will use that inside to pull ahead of the Corvette. And the Corvette will not be able to keep it alongside as they roar down to La Source. Will the Corvette try something here or wait for the Kemmel Straight? They will wait and follow the Porsche through turn 1. Oh! The Corvette gets into the rear of the Porsche. The Corvette braked a bit early trying to follow the Porsche, and as they realised that mistake, they released the brakes, and it was that messed up their entry into La Source and had them get to the bumper of the Porsche a bit too quickly. But that was not a lot of contact, and neither car gets unsettled from that or will have damage. But the driver of the Porsche is not happy with that, as it will be enough contact for a 4X.
That's a 4X? You kidding me? I have no apologies about that. That should not be a 4X. That's like rubbing his racing. Fucking iRacing being ridiculous.
Banked Racing was not happy with the 4X either and does not feel like that was enough contact for a 4X. But regardless of that, they will have a chance on the Porsche here as they now pull to the inside of the Porsche down the Kemmel Straight. And look at the 11 that is also right there, and Banked Racing will not be brave enough on the brakes as the Porsche cut that very, very close to the Corvette as they turned into Les Combes. So now these are the key corners. Riding on board with the Porsche, oh, it is not the best Paul Frere for the Porsche as they had to lift slightly. The Porsche covers the inside, Banked Racing moves right, but they can't get alongside to the outside of the 23 as the Porsche moves over, so the Corvette will lift through Blanchimont, but they are still right there. Is it enough of a run for a move? They dive to the inside of the Porsche. It's a bit of a late dive, and Banked Racing will not commit to the dive as the Porsche will sweep across their nose into the bus stop. And now the Porsche dives into the pits, and the 11 behind will follow them as well. Banked Racing had their car positioned to dive into the pits and change their mind at the last second. It wasn't a terrible pit lane entry. Now, how will they do getting into their box? Oh, it is not the best box entry for the 16. The Corvette takes 13.2 seconds of fuel, no tyres. Oh wait, where's the 23? It's just the 11 cresting Radeon now. We did not realise it in the heat of battle, but the bump by Banked Racing into La Source was the 23's 18th incident point of the race after hitting the BMW on lap 1. Their battle squeezing the 3 Corvette and 2 off tracks. The tap by Banked Racing sent them over the 17 incident point limit for the drive-through penalty. So now the battle to watch is with the number 11, and they are coming up hot on Banked Racing down the Kemmel Straight as the Corvette comes out of the pits. But Banked Racing will be able to successfully defend from the undercut. The McLaren is so close now out of Puhun. The Corvette feels the pressure and defends the inside going into Farnias. The McLaren tries to make the outside stick but can't quite stay alongside through Farnias. It's not the best campers for the Corvette. The McLaren is just 2/10 back. All over the 16. The McLaren weaves back and forth, looking for a gap as Banked Racing stays glued to the white line to defend the inside of Blanchimont. Not quite side by side yet, so the McLaren will just barely lift as the 16 sweeps in front of them, but the 11 is still close enough for a move. Banked Racing chooses the outside to defend, so the 11 will have a dive up the inside. They will get alongside the Corvette at the apex. The Corvette sweeps wide and can keep it alongside the McLaren, and the Corvette will effectively get the power down on exit to stay ahead. Will Banked Racing be able to limit their mistakes to keep the McLaren behind? Can the McLaren keep the pressure on the Corvette and make a move stick? Banked Racing stays glued to the inside white line, waiting for the McLaren to make their move. And there it is. McLaren goes to the racing line. The Corvette moves to the middle of the track. Another successful defense by the Corvette. The 19 Porsche in P3 loses the car on the entry of Puhon. The 19 was on the limit of grip there and got on the curb to unsettle their car into the gravel and hard into the wall. They will have rear suspension damage, so they will be forced to get a tow back to the pits.
I feel very happy with the battling we've had this race. It's been a lot of fun with the stuff we've been able to do, and I don't think it's over just yet.
No, I do not believe it is over just yet. The McLaren inches closer and closer now. Banked Racing takes the outside to defend once again. The McLaren dives up the inside of the Corvette again. The Corvette turns into the corner and cuts it very close to the McLaren. And once again, Banked Racing makes that outside work as they keep it around the outside of the McLaren. As the clock strikes 0 and we start lap 16. Not the worst, but not the best La Source for the Corvette. Through Eau Rouge goes the pair now. The gap continues to close. 0.4 of a second to the 11. Here comes the 11. 1/10 between the pair now. The 11 pulls to the racing line to make their move. The pair goes side by side through Les Combes. The 11 rides the curb as Banked Racing can make it stick around the outside and pull ahead into Malmedy. They roar through Blanchimont now. The run is coming for the number 11 McLaren. 2/10 now between the pair. Here we go for a third time. Banked Racing takes the outside to defend again. The 11 goes up the inside of the 16. Banked Racing can hang it around the outside again. And now the 25 can get in the fight as they stick their nose up the inside of the 11. And that will help Banked Racing even more out of the bus stop to retain P9.
I didn't know he's upset. He's tried that so many times.
We go on to lap 17 and the fourth lap of this battle. The 11 has gotten alongside Banked Racing multiple times now. Oh, they give the Corvette a little bump through La Source. just a 0x. The gap will drop to 3/10 as they speed out of Raidillon and head down the Camel Straight. The 11 makes their move to the outside of the 16. The 11 is fully alongside. Will they make the outside stick? No, they won't. Banked Racing pulls ahead, and the 25 behind has a look up the inside of the 11. But the 11 will be able to pull back ahead of the 25. We may get more wheel-to-wheel action here as the 11 is close enough for a move into Farnias. Banked Racing sees the run in the mirror though and covers the inside into Farnias. The 11 cannot hang it around the outside of the Corvette. Another defense by the Corvette, but it ain't over yet as the 11 is just 3/10 back. That will be close enough for a fourth chance to get by the Corvette into the bus stop. The speed builds for the 11, tucked up in the slipstream of the 16 as they head to Blanchimont, nearly 1/10 between the two. Oh, the 11 lifts through Blanchimont as they got to the bumper of the Corvette, as the Corvette used the middle of the track to defend Blanchimont. And that lift gave Banked Racing the gap to not worry about the 11 making a move into the bus stop.
White flag, one more to go.
My God. One more lap. Can I do it? Can I keep him behind? It's been such a battle. It's been great.
One lap to go, and oh my! Banked Racing messed up turn one. Banked Racing went deep into La Source, but it actually seems they got a good drive out of La Source despite going deep. Banked Racing actually has a better gap to the 11 behind this lap than they did the previous laps, despite the mistake into La Source. And on the final run down the Camel Straight, Banked Racing will not have to defend this lap into Les Combes. The 11 McLaren closes the gap to the Corvette to just 0.2 of a second into Les Combes, and the 25 McLaren is just 0.3 behind the 11. The 11 remains close to the Corvette. It does not look like the best Pouhon for Banked Racing, and the 11 just barely stays within track limits on the curb.
Fuck, I'm slow as hell there.
Banked Racing knows they did not have a great sector and they can feel the pressure mounting, but still, they did not need to go offline into Farnias. The number 11 is right on the 16, but are they too close like last lap? Or can they set up one final move into the bus stop?
This is going to come down to one last bus stop.
Banked Racing has been in this position multiple times this race. They know what is coming, but will they be able to hold their ground? The 11 weaves behind the Corvette, desperate to find a way by Banked Racing. This might be the closest they have been to the 16. Can they keep the run through Blanchimont? Banked Racing goes to the middle of the track to defend. It's a very small lift for the 11. They just barely keep it within the track limits over the curb. We will get one final wheel-to-wheel moment into the bus stop. The 11 pulls slightly ahead, and oh my goodness, the number 11 outbraked themselves and flew into the runoff. Banked Racing just barely kept it in track limits. The 11 will have to slow down for cutting the track, and that mistake by the 11 will not only cost them the pass on Banked Racing, but it will also cost them P10 as the number 25 McLaren beats them to the line by 119 thousandths of a second. It's an unfortunate ending to a great fight by the 11.
Oh, that was insane. That was a great battle, 11.
We had a great race with some pretty heavy drama at times, but also some great and interesting racing. Our winner will be Adam F in the 13 McLaren. In second place was Raphael M in the 17 McLaren. And rounding out the all-McLaren podium is Amrit V in the 8. As we know, Banked Racing finished in P9, and that result will gain the Corvette driver 41 a rating. The Corvette had 10 incident points, which will still gain them 0.02 safety rating. Adam P in the 23 Porsche finished in P15 after that drive-through penalty with 20 incident points. Apologies to Adam for giving them the blow that got them that penalty. And lastly, Juan A in the 12 BMW, who took out the 21 Ferrari, finished in P26 after not completing the rest of their race. Juan A was reported for their actions, and if you take one thing from this video, do not act like them. I hope you enjoyed the race and see you all next time.
P9. Okay, it's over. Good drive.